Oh my God, I did something to my screen. Okay, that's not good. That's better. I just did something. I don't know what I don't know what I just did, you guys. I made my screen too small or too big or too something. This is JLJ this morning, of course. I'm trying to work this stuff out live in front of you guys. It's always something, you guys. Always. That's how the world works. It's always something. I'm on a little later than normal. See anybody comes on. It's morning for me still. I'm in Los Angeles, so screw all y'all who are not in LA anymore. But for a lot of you guys, it's already afternoon. It is. Let me take my glasses off. I think I can see right now. My eyes have been irritated all week. So it might be okay now. But we are getting to a weekend, and actually, the very ironic weekend. It's 4th of July weekend. It doesn't really mean anything to me because I don't have a 9-to-5 job. But it means I get to hang out with some people, and it gives me a little breather from people who do work jobs that are during the week. Gives you a little Monday off. I'll take it. Oh, hi, Matt. Oh, yes. Well, I'm glad you stopped through. I know it's later. It's later for you. It's later for you where you are. It's still hot as fuck out here in Los Angeles. I'm just sweaty all the time. My hair's still curly. I didn't put anything in it today. I'm coming back to life after a week of feeling not myself. I'm almost done with all the Emmy stuff. Almost done. Finally getting to all my other divisions of JLJ Media, trying to get all that together. But I'm finally coming back. I've been sleeping a lot off and on, just all week, all day. I'm so tired. But now my room feels good. I have the fan on. It feels okay. I don't feel like I'm about to die. So that does help with that. I have a weekend planned of goodies, family and friend stuff all weekend. So that'll be fun. But I'm getting some work done today. So I'm getting stuff done today. So I'm very excited. My next interview I'll be uploading is the Ron Calavardi, Ryan Kwan interview. They won for best writing for Days of Our Lives, daytime Emmys. I asked him a really good question, so he answered a really good answer. And so I know Ron and Ryan both, so congratulations to them and Days. But I'll be up next. But I got most of them out. I have like maybe another 10 or a little less than 10. So I'm working on that, but I got most of them out now. I got all the winners out, all that kind of stuff. It's just a lot of work. I'm getting some stuff together for my shows. I'm kind of working on some songs. I got all kinds of stuff going. James Lott Jr. is coming back to life. Back to life. But I was talking to some of my other friends who are content creators, and we were talking about this. And Matt's interesting because you guys do some kind of advocacy too for LGBTQIA stuff. I have friends who we talk about, they ask me why I speak out, why I'm always angry and ranting and bringing stuff up. And I have some friends who are othered. I always call it othered. I don't say minority because we're not minor. They're othered, that are either a person of color or a certain sexual orientation that's not straight, or a woman, or a brain. Anybody who's other these days, who's in the spot, who has the platformers in the spotlights, a lot of folks are looking to us to say something. And I know some people are like, that's not what I do. I'm here to help you escape from all of that. And, or I don't have the right voice, or I don't know how to put it together, or whatever. And they get lots of flack. So people ask me how I feel about this. And so I thought I'd talk about this, but why I do it and what my feelings are. And my feelings are mixed, of course. I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like every day there's something new going on. I saw something today that was disturbing in Morocco, and involving some Africans. And I'm just like, I feel like every day I turn on the TV or the news or go on Twitter or whatever, it's something new that's horrific. And I mean more so than usual. Like, it's not like, that bad things have always gone on. We know that. Injustices always have happened. That's not it. But it feels different. I'm around 53 years. It feels different. And I come from times when it was really bad also. And I just think, and I'm just going, wow, I have this platform And I do have a voice. I do have things to say, and I feel like I should. For me, I feel like I have to. I feel like that I am blessed to be sitting here able to do this. My ancestors fought, some of them died, so I could do shit like this, be in a room talking on a computer. I'm not working in a field, chopping sugarcane or picking cotton. I'm not working in a house and being beat every day. I'm not, I mean, I've had jobs back in the day where I couldn't say who I was or what I was or whatever it was. And I had to kind of stay in these confines and pretend. Um, I had jobs where I could get fired just for being black. I got a promotion that I didn't get the full promotion because I was black. I had no recourse. I come from time periods where all kinds of stuff happened. And so I don't take any of that for granted. So now that I'm an entrepreneur and I work for myself, and I don't care if I lose viewers or not. I just think you have that. I have a responsibility to say something sometimes and support others. That's the other thing too. So I'd say my mixed feelings with some people. I get you also want to provide an escape too. You kind of have to try to continue to live your life in some form, and that's why I have my audio dramas. But see, sometimes my audio dramas, I'm able to express my feelings through them. I also have shows that are fun and whimsical, and that are fun. And that's what you're here for. So for an hour or two, you get a chance to, yeah. But even like the soaps, there are things that go on in soap operas that are not good. And I'm not one of those who likes to complain about everything, because some people just complain about everything. But there's some things you're like, I gotta speak out about that too. Like, this is not how you treat somebody. This should be on TV. Like, I just feel like I always should say something, because that's what I get a chance to do. I do opinion television. That's what I do. And I just feel like I'm here of service. I'm here of service to all of you, so that I can, that we're here together, and I may be able to actually help affect change on some small level. So I look at my content, I look at who I have in my shows, the guests I have in my shows, the topics I talk about, and I get backlash, and I get people who are happy and are like, "You keep going, James." I get other folks who like, "Shut the fuck up," call me other names and things, and I don't care. I just don't. I question. I have questions, and I say them out loud. Not every single time, but I do. And I also think that also having escape is good too. We have both. But we're in time. For me, I feel like we're in times that are really dire for all of us, especially here in America, and it's really scary. And it's funny because first of all, I will never tell anybody. I will never tell another content creator how to do their shows. And so people try to tell me how to do my shows, and I'm like, fuck you. You're not telling me how to do my show. I'll do my show however I want to. But there's others I would never tell the content creator how to do their shows. I as well. Your choice is your choice. Hopefully it's a choice you're okay with, that you're fine with. And I always say there's also other ways to support and speak out without having to like verbally always speak out. Could be in your advertising, who you advertise with, who you support, who you retweet, who you feature in your stories. There are other things you can do that may not necessarily have to be so very overt on your shows. But again, I would never tell anybody how to do their shows. That's anybody does their shows, how they do them. But I just know for me, I've just been I had to speak out. I do. When that race stuff happened for Moses Ingram on Obi-Wan, I had to speak out. As a Black viewer who loves Star Wars, I had to show my solidarity with her, that this is ridiculous. There's no room for racism in Star Wars. We just don't have it's ridiculous over somebody. It's ridiculous. If you don't like a certain character or their acting, go all for it. But to solely base it on race, which they did to Kelly Tran also in Star Wars, I'm just like, that's low hanging fruit, and it's dumb hanging fruit. And I feel like I have to say something. So I will always speak out. And you trust me, I'm equal parts shade, I'm equal parts crier, I'm equal parts this, that. I do all kind of stuff. But I just feel like it is my responsibility to say something, because there are a lot of folks who don't have a platform to say something they want to, or they're looking for somebody to relate to. And like it or not, social media, YouTube, that's where people find a connection. They find relation. And I've been told by many people in my Lottie's world, how much they've enjoyed what I put out for them. And I won't do and I don't, rant and rave every day on every show. No, of course not. That's like it's overkill. And that's the other thing too. There's a lot of screaming and hollering and yelling, and but people are angry. And I get it. It becomes too much. I know for some people in their brains. I totally get that. But I understand. I understand where it's coming from. People are scared. People are upset. People are angry. I was watching the Nancy Lee Grahn interview with Michael Fairman, and she's just, I mean, you could tell she is personally just devastated by these decisions, but she's showing up to this Emmy thing. And I get what she's saying. It just wasn't important. But on some level it is, and some level it isn't. And I get it's that weird, it's like, how do you, and Cameron Grimes said it on my show, how do you reconcile something so heinously happening out there to our women, as my granddaughter graduates high school next year, and she just having her pictures taken for a yearbook, but it's like, I feel for her. I mean, she's going to enter the world of a young woman, and I want her to have the best of whatever she can have. And it's just, oh my God, it's so tough. It's so tough. But I speak up because I feel like I can. I have a voice. I know how to speak for myself and how to say things. And I'm not always diplomatic. That's fine. I'm not here to be diplomatic. We are literally in some ways fighting for our lives. And I'm telling you, if you think your group is not next, if your group is not next, it's next. I mean, it's coming, kids. I'm like, everybody, brace yourselves. They're looking at everything and everyone. I mean, literally, there's things. I just got a text from my friend who's Japanese American, Wisconsin school board turned out a book about the Japanese history of being interned here on the internment camps in World War II. They don't even want that. They said the book was not balanced enough. We need to hear why America did it. Well, we know why America did it. It was wrong. We already know that history. It's just a book about their experience, the Japanese American experience going through it. It has to be balanced. What do you mean it has to be balanced? It's about their experience, but that banned. And we're talking about this today. Here we go. Now Japanese can't even have that. Just so much out there. So many things that seem so little that are going on around the country that it's like a free for all. Like, finally, now we can say this. Now we can do this. It's, you guys. And it can happen. It can happen here. They can get to the point where they like, James, we don't like what you're saying, or because you're black, or because you're this, that, we don't want you on the air anymore. That can really happen. I don't want people to think that's scary. I mean, they're reframing. I saw a thing that said it wasn't slavery, it was relocation. That we want to change the words from slave trade to relocation. When I saw that, I didn't even know what I was speechless. I'm rarely speechless. I was just like, I don't even know what to say. I can't even. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. For those who don't see this or maybe listening to this, Matt says, I appreciate your personal insights. Too many folks try to be neutral, silent, apathetic to maintain an audience. They do. And I don't care. I know how fortunate I am to do this. But yes, they wanted to change the wording from slavery to relocation. And I come from slaves, and I've seen some of the records. I know exactly. It wasn't just so simple relocation. Relocation is me leaving Sacramento and going to San Francisco, moving to Los Angeles. That's relocation. At my own free will. That's relocation. So I just, trying to ban drag queens in schools. I didn't know that was even an issue. I know drag queens are going to schools. I mean, there's so many things in certain books, and they're literally banning books. I'm like, wow, this is something else. Like they really are going to town. I am one of the more fortunate ones because I live in California, and so I feel for our Governor Newsom, who I know Gavin personally. I've known for years. he literally is like, no, we're a sanctuary state. No, we're not doing this. No, we're not doing, like, he's going to uphold a lot of stuff. So I feel for the other states that don't have governors like that, or mayors or senators or representatives that are like that. That's gonna be the problem. I feel for them because this is America. We're supposed to be together and working together. And I said again, we have to all agree on every single thing down to the penny. But there should be some basic things we should. I feel we should. I saw everybody say I feel we should agree on. I asked people in the chat room not long ago get mad at me because I was ranting about something, and they were just like, I didn't come here to argue. And I'm like, then turn it off. If you want to see happy-go-lucky James, you just get shady and all this stuff, that's fine too. Then listen to me for a few minutes. If I'm not that way, see you, James, next time. I just want that. But if you want full James Lott Jr., every day is something different. And sometimes I'm silly and crazy, and sometimes I'm serious and crying. That's my life. That's how life is, and that's what I do. And again, everybody else has their own way of doing stuff, but I told myself when I start my own network, I'm the boss. I can do and say whatever the fuck I want, and that's what it is. You start your own channel. With your own network, with your own podcast, all that stuff, you can do whatever the fuck you want. If I want to talk about God, I talk about God. If I want to talk about LGBTQ stuff, I talk about LGBT. I mean, I can talk whatever I want on this channel. And that's supposed to be our freedoms, right, in America, right? And I've had Republicans on my channel. I've had people I didn't agree with on my channel. We talk back and forth. We have a friendly discourse. I mean, that's just how life's supposed to be, right? I mean, that's how it's supposed to be, I thought. Then you work it all out, and America's the melting pot and all that, and apparently it's not. And things seem to be escalating more and more, and it's just, I'm sitting behind, just going, what is going on every day? It's crazy. It's that's what we have. We have a country with lots of resource. It's a beautiful country. I have traveled to 43 states at this point now, including Hawaii, including Puerto Rico, and also the territories, including the U.S. Virgin Islands. Beautiful part, especially here in mainland. There's some beautiful parts. I mean, like in Utah, in Colorado, in Missouri. Every place I have been, I have some like favorite places I like within those places. I've met some really wonderful people who are just regular folk who like to eat and drink and have a good time like I do, and have fun. All over the country. I've met all over the country. Great people. And I think we have as many places where I have felt completely welcome. Not a problem. If they were calling me names with behind my back, I didn't hear it. Wonderful folks who do judge based on the content of your character and not the color of your skin. I've met many over the whole country. Wonderful folks. And a lot of them were just hardworking and, want a nice life and want love and sex and food and jobs and, sometimes a speedboat or two or a horse. I want a horse. It's really nice. I love getting together with people and laughing and talking and being crazy and having fun. And that's what I thought our country was supposed to be about on many levels. So we have the choices for all that. And it seems like it's just getting, and I can't tell if it's majority or minority anymore because it's getting blurred, because I'm seeing stuff on TV, but then I'm in person with people and they feel like I do. So it's kind of like, I like to think there's a lot of people who feel more like I do in the world than what we're seeing. But those folks who are the loud minority, or what you want to call them, they're in charge of making decisions. So that's the problem. That's the problem. They're like, ugh. So I'll get 50 views on this video probably because it's not about Trina on General Hospital or Quarter on Bold and the Beautiful. I'm sure, and I'm fine with that. I get videos where I'm super nice and sweet, and I get like 2 views or whatever. And I'm exaggerating, but I get like something low like that. And that's why something silly, I get 2,000 views. It's just how it is. People pick and choose what they want to watch from their people they watch their programs on. So I get it. But I can at least go to bed at night with my conscience going, I'm good. At least I said this, at least I brought that up, at least I did that, at least I had that guest, at least we had that conversation. I can feel good. My race talks will continue. We'll start up again. I will be calling up my friend, Jerry Carroll, to come back on. I like I said, with the last 3 months, I have been on a reduced work schedule. And I'll have my list. Everybody likes my list. It's always in the beginning. But I'm going to be, hello, Black Love. We're the same age. I think you just turned 53. We're the exact same age. But that, I'll bring back my race talks again. And they're always fun. Everybody comes on. We have a good time. We talk about it. We just talk about it. But I was on a reduced work schedule to get myself together because I was burnt out. I had nothing left to give. I'm starting to come back a bit. I'm starting to. I have some whiteboards everywhere and things all over the place. So I'm working on the next phase of my company. I'm going into year 3 of this hard journey. And I'll say this too. Not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. It's not for the faint at heart. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of patience. It's a lot of waiting. It's a lot of this. It is not for the faint at heart. I tell people all the time, do not just think it's going to be just sunshine and rainbows. It is a lot of work. It is. I would love to interview Chris Alfaro. You know Chris is my girl. You know that. I don't think Chris was doing interviews. I think Chris was like, I did the show and I'm done. Thank you. Me and Tony Moore had to talk about that. I think she came in, did her show, she posted some videos here and there behind the scenes, and that was it. I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna ask her. She's gonna come on and sit and talk for a little bit, just a little bit. But I don't know if she's going to. I think she don't think she did. But she has moved on from Days of Our Lives. So that's what it seems like to me. She has completely moved on. But I would love, of course, I would love to have her. Anytime. I would have her anytime. But we talk offline. We message each other here and there. But I don't have her phone number, and I can just call her up and nothing like that. Not yet. Hey sis, I like that. Hey sis. Yes, that will happen. So so our soap block will be back next Sunday. Not this one coming up, but next Sunday, July 10th. I'll be reaching out to all my people, all my PR people, to have guests back on the show. And it's going to be very interesting. So, yes, I'm going to have more water actors on. I don't know, sis, have you watched any of my Daytime Emmy stuff? You can go to the Wine Harmony Spotlights here on YouTube or on audio. I've interviewed Mark Grossman, who plays Adam. Actually, I'm putting up Beth Maitland and Kelsey Wang and them. We put them all up today. I interviewed a bunch of different Weiner actors. So you want to check that out. You'll like it. I've been trying to obtain different streams of income. James, how do you know if certain streams of income are legit or not? I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know how to answer that question. All my streams of income are legit. I go to, I'm part of Amazon. That's legit, obviously. Spreaker.com, that's legit, obviously. So I think my music, obviously, that's legit. I'm like Matt says, I'm on Patreon. Patreon's legit. I don't know where I'm trying to understand that question. If it's legit or not. Everything I'm involved in, it's all it's regular stuff that everybody's involved with, I guess. I don't know. I have certain clients, they're obviously legit. My life coaching clients or stuff. I was trying to figure out what is your question, Black Law? Like, what are you trying to what kinds of income are you trying to get? That's what it depends. If you're trying to do music, books, acting, podcasts, then there are certain things, places to go for certain things. But I guess that's what you mean. I have about 7 or 8 streams coming in, different streams coming in. I don't know things. I have my Patreon, James Lott Jr. I'll put it in the chat. So I have all kinds of content on there. So Sis M, on Patreon right now, I have Taraya and 2 interviews that are not on anything else. And the $5 level unlocks them. So you become a member, you can watch that stuff. I have a couple of uncensored Christian LeBlanc videos on there. I have one with Mark Grossman. I have a bunch of stuff on there that is Y&R related and Days related and Bold Beef related and Dross related. But a lot of this stuff on there. So if you want to see Cameron Grimes or Kay Fairbanks, my interviews with them from the red carpet that just happened, it's only on my Patreon. So I put it in the chat, patreon.com, James Lott Jr. Join, any level unlocks it. But I have all kinds, of course you pay higher, you get more stuff. But it's like, but I do have some stuff for everybody on there. Trust me. And Matt will tell you, I've been putting out so much Emmy content. I have more coming. I've been putting out, I have so much content that I've been putting out 2 or 3 a day. Usually I put out 1 thing a day. Some of the stuff was like, well, I'll put that out, I'll put that out, I'll put that out. There's just so much going on. So, and more's coming. I have more coming. So, yes. So that's something. So check that out. So also have buymeacoffee.com, James Lott Jr. It's like $5. You can buy me. It's like a tip jar. You buy me a coffee. So it does. I always take it and then tell people. I do a little message or an acknowledgement online. They person sponsored my coffee today because I do drink lots of coffee. I drink out of my KTLA mug in LA. French vanilla. So there's a lot out there. A lot. That's the word for you. I also want to showcase Tony Moore's Mutual Friend started yesterday. There's a fun episode. It's on Lounging with Tony here on YouTube. Check it out every Thursday. I think 5:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The first one's out. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun. Okay, I see what Black Love's talking about. Yeah, I'm currently working at attorney office, but you make initial streams of income. I copy Instagram, I'm trying to do streams with Bitcoin. See, I don't know Bitcoin and NFTs, all that stuff. I don't do any of that stuff. Not at all. That to me, I have no idea what that means. I don't do stocks. I don't do that stuff. That's just me. I don't do that. So yeah, I'm a Taurus. I'm much more centered. I have bank accounts. I have IRA. I have things like that. I have those things are all I can tell. When it comes to it just depends on what your talents are. For me, I sing, I talk, I act, I voice over, I write. So all my streams are based on that. So like I said, Amazon for my books, TuneCore for my music, Speaker for my podcast. So I have all my stuff. It's all lined up with stuff that's legitimate, for sure. Yes, Matt, I try to do what I would like to see from content creators, and that is lots of content, free. They tell people in Patreon, as long as you post once a week, it'll be fine. Like, once a week? I'll be bored after a while. I'm like, hello. I want to see a bunch of stuff. And I try to do variety too. Like you said, I try to do not just all soaps, but some personal stuff, my garden. There's other things I put out there too. Things from my past, pictures. I try to do all kinds of stuff there. It's a fun. I'm trying to create this creative of this single thing of Lottie's over there. Let's have fun. I have so much content. It's crazy. I have so much content. It's just not even funny. It isn't. So I try to do all that on there. Things. I have a series called It's a Lot, where I share personal stories. Some of them are really crazy, only on that channel. So yeah, we're working out over there. It's a nice little community. We're all talking to each other, having a good time. I have other friends who are on there. Flobo Voice is on there. He's another guy. He has a good one. Phil Sweetcheck is on there. Evan the Counselor is on there. There's a bunch of people who are on there who have some cute stuff on there. They're just trying to get a little extra. Queers and Soaps is on there. My buddies from them, they're on there. Just like you're trying to give you a little something. I'm up to 25 Patreons I know of. Today's the first, so everybody gets charged today. And so far, I'm looking so far so good. Everybody's is paying, and it's working its way up. But yes, I have 25. We're trying to get to 30 or 31, and then a special thing gets unlocked. I don't have hobbies anymore, sis. I turn all my hobbies into money. That's the problem. Except, I like skating. I like painting. But I actually have sold some paintings, and so I'm thinking about getting back into painting again because I do have. I pulled out all my paintings from. I first started painting in 2001. Then I did a whole series in 2011. So I have a whole series of paintings. I just pulled them all out. I don't know. I'm gonna lay them all out, take pictures of them, whatever. Maybe sell some. I don't know. But I actually have sold some of my art. So I can actually say I'm an artist. I've sold art. Somebody has my art in their house. But that's the one thing I haven't revealed to the whole. That was my pre-Hollywood life. Now I'm in Hollywood. I've not unveiled it to the world, but I'm a total artist. I've wanted to have an art show here in LA. COVID hit and that killed all of that. So now we're coming out of it again a little bit. I might try to do that again, but that's a hobby of mine is painting. Gardening is one of my, I guess it's a hobby, but I have a show on gardening now. But I do gardening, skating, painting. I can juggle. I'm a juggler. But most of my hobbies are now jobs. I don't recommend that for anybody, but it just happened. It just kind of I writing, and it all just kind of happened. I was doing music on the side for fun, and now I have 9 albums all. Some wall space. Oh, that's so cute. Yes, I love my painting. I'm not the greatest painter on earth or anything like that. I'm not like Picasso or something, or Van Gogh, my Dutch cousin. But I have fun, and I learned, and and painting is something that I was very scared of. I was very scared to paint because I can't draw or whatever. And my stepmother at the time, who is a wonderful artist, said to me, James, get some paints, get some canvases. She goes, start easy. Get some acrylic paints and some stretch canvases, and just don't think, just feel. And that was the best. That was the best thing. That was the best thing. Just don't feel. Just paint what you want. There's no rules. That's the point about paint. There's no rules. Yeah, I sold a few, but as you can see on my walls, I have African American art everywhere. I'm a huge African American art collector, like Annie Lee, Charles Bibbs, John Holyfield, Fennell. I'm a huge, 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 huge African American art person. My mother and I both are. And so a lot of these paintings were hers. She met many of these people when they were first starting out in their trunks 30 years ago. A lot of them were numbered and signed to my mom. They're wonderful. I'd buy when you had fun making. Ooh, Matt, you're so naughty. That's a different kind of painting session. Mm-hmm. That's something very different. But I think African art, African American art. I do like some African art too. I have some masks and things too. They're wonderful. But African American, I also have some Asian art because I come from an Asian background. I do have some Latin American art because I come from a Latin American background. So I do have some of all kinds of stuff. But you can see on my walls, I have all kinds of arts everywhere. You can't even see behind me. I have these giant, beautiful art things. So we love that. So I just think it's a very interesting thing. I like art. I think art is very important. Art calms me down. Art feels good. Oh, you didn't mean that, Matt? You didn't mean that, Matthew. You didn't mean that. Oh, okay. That's how I took it. Because I'm a dirty old man. That's how I took it. But yes, it's just very much. I have lots of paints. I have lots of paintbrushes. All kinds. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna start doing that again. I think I'm gonna start picking it up again and see what I come up with. See what comes out me now, because I do it. I've been doing it every 10 years or so. I did 20,000, 2001, 2011, 2012. Now it's 2022. I'm thinking maybe it's time for me to start it again. I want to take pictures of my art and show it and see what people think. And who knows? I'll probably start on my Patreon first, show you guys on Patreon first, and then to the world. But But yes, so it's kind of fun. But yeah, my hobbies, I've turned them all. I used to be a cartographer. I'm just into maps. I made that into a career, but I mean, I don't really do much of that anymore. But I'm interested in it again. Um, yeah, like I said, I write and everything, so I kind of go, okay, I did a few painting. I don't know, that's interesting, Matt. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's interesting. That's an interesting concept, possibly. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. My house is a mess because I'm trying to recover from the Grammys, from the Emmys. I'm looking over here going, I'm doing laundry right now. I'm like, there's so much stuff going on over here that I need to put back in its place. I like an organized space. I'm an organizer, but I'm not doing any physical organizing except for next week, which I got to call my girl and say, there you go. So Shanika mentioned GIS. So what's funny is, I do know, yes. But here's what's funny is I took a cartography class as a child. Well, I was a child. Well, everybody's a child now at 53. But I was a preteen to teenager. And I've been wanting to join the geological society and all that kind of stuff and do all that kind of things. I just haven't yet. I'm looking at some of this. I've been looking at stuff recently about that because I was like, cartography. A friend of mine did a whole thing on cartography as an art project. Looking at that too, but yeah, learn about map making, how to read maps. I mean, all that stuff. I learned all that stuff, and geography and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of funny. I'm going to apply for the Primetime Emmys. I applied. The first year I was going to apply, I got Bell's palsy. Couldn't do it. 2019, I applied. I got turned down. But I don't know why I got turned. I have no idea why I got turned down. The daytime Emmys, I know all the people who are involved, so that's probably why I got approved. But primetime, they didn't say why, and so I don't know what it was. But I got turned down, and then the next 2 years, obviously, it was all virtual and whatever. So a couple of years. So I'm going to apply this year. And I'm going to see what happens. I think primetime will be so if I get certain access for that will help my career also. It'll give me a nice big boost in my career. That'll be a good boost. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try to go that. I do personally know many actors. I do. I know a lot of people. I know a lot. And I realized at the Emmys how many folks I know in front of the camera. You'll see a lot of the interviews that come up. They're like, James, oh my God. And they know who I am. And there's some who don't know me personally, but they know who I am because of my online presence. When I met Kay Fairbanks, I've interviewed her like 4 times online. She's like, I feel like I know you because I see your stuff online all the time. That was our first time meeting in person. But I've been in business 15 years, and I've been in the soap game for 7, almost 8. So I'm like, yes, it'd be kind of crazy. The streaming shows are part of primetime. That's the big controversy. They've been moved to primetime. So if you've seen any of your friends posting all this for your consideration, they just ended. The campaign just ended. My friends at Studio City, everything, but they only brought a few categories. I was going to apply for an Emmy. My dreams are dashed because they didn't bring all they're doing is actor, actress, series, I think writing, that's it, or directing, that's it. Only a few categories. So so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they compete, who gets nominated, the whole shenanigans, whole 9 yards. But yeah, I hope to be the primetime Emmys. I hope I get to be there. It'll be a very exciting time. Very excited. Yeah, I'm going to reapply. But yeah, I know a lot of actors. I do. I know a lot of actors. I do. I keep meeting one. When I came to Matt is part of Spectrum Celebrity Events, and I came to his event was my first event outside my house. So I had a chance to meet Carson Boatman, who I didn't know. And the other guy was there, and I didn't know him either. But it's everybody else I know. So it's like I know a lot of other folks, some of the actors, some of the people who are fans. We all know each other. We've been there for years. So it's kind of like, I know a lot of actors. I do. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know Nicole J. Butler. I don't know anybody. Yeah. The joke always is with, like with black folks, like, see, as all us black folks, we all know each other in Hollywood. We go to the meeting. There's no meeting, but that's always our joke. There's a meeting once a month. So I knew Lucas Adams though. Was there somebody else there too? The night I went? I feel like there was somebody else. I knew Lucas Adams. I've known Lucas for years. But I'm blanking out who else. I feel like it was one other person, one other guy. But I think I knew. I didn't know him. I don't know. I'm old. I forget things all the time. So who knows? I could be getting confused. Who knows? But Carson Boatman, I did know, even though his wife is an ex-AfterBuzzer, who my friend Marissa knows, and was like, it was Carson and Lucas? Well, I guess it was just Carson. I know Lucas. So that was fine. I know Lucas. I forget things. I have 10,000 things in my brain. So that's fine. But Carson was the first one I met. He was very lovely. He was lovely. He was lovely. I didn't get a chance to talk to him at the Emmys this year. But I talked to Lucas. Our interview's up. Lucas. Oh, that was me. Yeah. I know you. No, anyway. So yes, I know a lot of actors. I do. I'm friends with actually some of them. I was talking to Sean Kinney yesterday on the phone. Yeah, I don't know about the last couple of years, because remember, the last couple of years there was no Emmys live. It was all recorded. It was all virtual. So I don't know. All the stars were there just about. I wasn't in the room with them. You know, when they have the actual Emmys, I was eating food in the back, watching it on the little TV monitors, and then going to the winner's circle and waiting for the winners to come. Now, I will say there was less folks in the winner's circle. So I don't know. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know what the attendance was or how it was. That's a lot of folks. Pasadena is a big place too. Auditorium is a big place. Very big place. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. You guys, I'm gonna go eat. It's lunchtime for me now. It's 11:30. I do the intermittent fasting, so I don't eat in the morning. I have my coffee. Yes, Evil James, episode 2, season 2, Studio City, Amazon Prime. Everybody says I'm good. That's a daytime members like, James, you were so good in Studio City. I was a total bitch. Came easy to me. That's right. I'm gonna go eat, folks. I think I'm gonna make myself a chicken sandwich on croissant with some Gouda cheese. That sounds good to me. Gouda's cheese, my people, the Dutch. So I'm gonna do that. But I think I'm gonna do that right now. But thanks for coming on, you guys. I'm not gonna say happy 4th of July because it's not really mean nothing to me. But if you have a 3-day weekend, enjoy your weekend off. Do something fun or meaningful, one of the two. I have family stuff all weekend. I may come on this weekend, who knows? You know, I might pop in. May come on later, who knows? You know what I mean? Just it kind of goes how it's going. But today I'm doing lots of work. Oh yeah, Gina, you have where you are, it's dinner. I gotta take a shower, do my hair, all that stuff, put myself together. Thanks, sis, for joining us. Hope you are to my channel. Hopefully anybody who's here is subscribed to the channel. I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers. I'm at 298 something. I'm almost there. Matt, I love you. Everybody, take care, you guys. See you next time.